Deadink lets the flash bloom, looking to sneak up, but Vitality very quickly get out and re-clear that mid control. The attack side off to a decent start, but this passive stance, it's allowed them to be ready for this A pounce. Not lose any players to the push out, but Batu got a little ahead of the pack, and he's been put down.
Given Chronicle an opportunity, Yumpy's done the same, and now Reezy left to try and clutch this pistol out. That's the player in the corner, but then even Sayonara comes to cover. They figured out where this remaining player was, and they will kick things off with a pistol.
Vitality, the clock is what decides it. Chronicle won't get a chance at this clutch, and he won't get out with the rifle either.
Okay, they know he's there, but he's just created doubt. He's now on the site. He TP'd all the way back, created that little bit of doubt, and then maneuvered them into that B-side push, forced them into a battle. Yumpy up front is already gone. It's Kachao taking over. Holding that line, 30 seconds left for the remaining two to try and find anything from this scenario. Bear in mind, Chronicle still hasn't got a gun, and as he reaches for it, he's also met by Kachao. 17 seconds, an ace. Okay, the first is going to come through with a little bit of ease, but look how low he is, and look at the flank. There should be no chance in this round.
He's ready. He's ready to just enough time to plant. It might draw the peak, but now time. He has to hit the shot, and Batu will win by hiding in the corner. One pulse, all that's needed. I think time is going to be too much of a problem. He'll try to stick it to half. Look for the fight. Shock dart not going to land, but it has pulled Deadink off the spike. He was scared enough. Sayonara needs to swing, and he had that timing down to a T, but
he can see them, but he can't deal with them. It's basically onto Sayonara at this point to save the round. Spam's not quite connected, but he might clear it out anyway. And well, maybe the weirdest way to watch that clutch ever, with Durka slowly falling to his doom, and the youngster of Sayonara. And one for Deadink. He maybe just needs to try and lead this one, try and escape, because he's under serious pressure. And for Batu now, a fantastic first half, but again, they're going to need him.
Jerry on top, the flank coming through from Chronicle. The trades back, well, they weren't too bad until Reezy fell with Batu on half. Well, and if he slipped the net here, if he gets a little bit closer, this could get out of hand. He's let the first walk by, searching for the second. Both found for Batu! A Red Bull clutch!
Immediately going to be utilized and catches out Kachao, but he just tanks it. Plays ahead, and already that advantage now garnered up. This attack inside, Spams have done a little bit of additional damage, but now they can fall back into the post plant. Sayonara has cleared Deadink with ease though, and now the Hunter's Fury going through, hasn't quite caught anybody. In fact, still looking to try and hit at least a player! Batu's now walked off the map! A massive mistake after the last round, and Sayonara is just clearing house. One of those maybe for free.
They've already got the longest streak so far. Blood spilled on the B site, but Durka wanted more. Deadink down, a huge advantage for Vitality. One more, but he's got the spike. Every second here is a risk. Every step forward.
The man advantage as well. They were waiting for that flank. Instead, it comes from the front. The Hezekiah doesn't get anything from it. Reezy up top wasn't caught by the ultimate though, or he kind of steps back into it. Bit more of a problem. He's stuck on the site, won't have a weapon, but Kachao will. Holding that line, Prophet clears him, and no gun remaining for Reezy. It was an almost, nearly, but not quite there. Flux fight back, but it's Vitality to scrape through by the skin of their teeth.
A 2-round gap in the end. Flux, they dragged themselves back into that game, but they fell behind. And at the finish line, the decider swings towards Vitality. They've managed to claim the win on map number 1, and their pick is up next. Durka's got to feel fantastic down in the sideline. At the gates. Of course, the hot hand slows them. It buys time for Chronicle to play this slightly slower. The delay is all that's needed, and Vitality are winning the fights. It's slowing the push. The aggression of Flux finally sees what was coming. Chronicle stabbing them in the back, not just for one, but for two. And Batu needs an ace for Flux to have a chance, and even then, I don't think it's enough.
Not even close.
3.5 seconds needed on top of it, Batu. Damn good try, though.
The util needs instant shots, and it's the ruse solved, but he manages the second anyway. Comes down to the 1 versus 1, spots the last, 1 knife left, still has a rifle to play with, only 4 bullets within it. Him versus Derek, and Darker with the 1v3 clutch.
A lead that should be 4-1, should have been. Now they have 1 rifle, and Kachow's got a double. Profek is their savior to pull that back. But Derek's got the rifle. He might be 56 HP, but if he got that weapon out, it could have been a different game. Stabilized.
Sayonara even going to get caught by the shock dart, so a little bit of additional damage. Thought maybe for a second Batu would have the time again. You have to bear in mind he doesn't have a weapon. Kind of a disgusting kill for Yumpy to get. He's killed Kachow while jumping.
While jumping through a smoke. That's ridiculous. Dash from Dedik to get that ult into position. Hezekul strikes on the Profek, secures the flank, but gets dropped by Durka. And Dedik, he won't get a shot off.
15
Not
seconds.
one that matters. 12 seconds now. They need the plant soon. And Batu's the last man standing. He can run this clock down. The spam so close, but if you go, they've stopped! Oh my God, Sayonara! Hunter's Fury if he's bypassed. But he'll... that timing! The second that he dropped off.
He can't cause them issues while they're planting. Vitality are well aware, and Chronicle picking up Batu. Now the paranoia comes through, but it doesn't matter. Sayonara landing the shot, and he's even going to go for the kill onto Dedik.
And Sayonara's patience about to be tested. Stuck to half already. Hezekul's taking it all the way, and Sayonara doesn't believe. He'll be caught out. But the trade from Reezy keeps that advantage firmly in the hands of Fireflux. A shock dart for Sayonara sent towards the logs would claim Hezekul, but it's a game of battleships that they haven't started to play just yet. But now Hezekul in the open, right click good for 1, and Sayonara traded.
Beko, short'a smoke at. Beko, short'a smoke at.
Kanka B'ye öne attım, duvar al. Şey al.
Yürü mide, yürü.
2 mid.
2 mid var. Yok abi, sorun yok. Bakıyorum.
Last player standing.
Left a couple of the players low, but even still, Reezy one off all, and he's going to instant headshot Profek. He's ahead of the curve. Forces Chronicle into a clutch situation. He might be able to bypass and get an individual fight while that drone is going through, and he can't quite correct in time. It's Reezy. Find something a little bit more. A much slower pace round coming out from Fireflux, showing that additional level, but that's going to be the spike dropped in B main. At least a little bit more telegraphed of where the player's going, especially with their control, and Durka's operator is seeming like the difference maker. Already finding himself a couple, but gets tagged desperately low. The reveal makes it awkward, but the TP across gives extra support, allows him to continue that aggression, but they're pushing Sayonara. They're challenging the man in the corner. Durka goes again.
At every given opportunity. And now he's got his buddies by his back for his 4th. Hezekul put in the ground. We've seen this many times, the paranoia to break through. But Durka, because of the cage, he can't spot early. Yumpy is dropped, and Durka caught by the sheer pace of the push.
Their drone's gone, a lot of their util's gone. The paranoia will give them some space. They know Kachow's there, but even still, they can't kill him. It just seems unkillable in this round. We spoke about the step up of Durka. What about the step up of Kachow? Durka's not staying. This time Hunter's Fury's available to try and slow them down, but even still, Yumpy's gone.
The Blade Storm, after what we saw in the last round, a terrifying prospect. Vitality need to deal with this young gun. They need to take Kachow down! And they've done it! But is it too little, too late? A young gun of their own relied on. Sayonara, 3 already. But 1 more needed. The bait won't pull him off the spike just yet, but the time, it decided this round already. 12-11 for Fireflux.
They need more than a statement. They need to close this here and now. They need to keep this going, and Durka is trying to remind them exactly who he is. Attack's not quite being connected, but Durka is now dead to rights, and Batu's caught 1 more.
Seen Sayonara pushing him, but he stood when Sayonara thought he would flee. Yumpy now with it all to do. 4 to catch, his position known, and a 3rd map seemingly already locked in. against the numbers, against the clock, and with no info to play with, it was a matter of time. 13-11. Flux start the comeback earlier here on Ascent, and the 82nd province has brought them all the way to split.
To take them to Shanghai. The first they need to make it to Barcelona. That's still a map and a game away. Either way, in aggressively, and this was the map we saw this all the time. The shorty dives from Deading. They should have a decent idea, but he's found a hidey hold that's at least made it interesting, but he's cleared. And Sayonara has found another. In fact, everything has started to go the way of Vitality. They've been the kings of the pistol so far in this series, and at least that isn't going anywhere.
The good thing is Flux can't jump off the map here. They're forced to play that round 2 that they've been decent at already. Shown Vitality on the previous map that nothing is guaranteed.
It's going to be incredibly close for Chronicle, and he's just about got it! That was a millisecond away! That leaves Sayonara in an impossible clutch. He wants to try and get the planter, and he will do so, but Reezy won't let it go any further. And while Durka, you can see an immediate stun. He's like, I don't want anyone killing me within the first 10 seconds of the round.
Well, Yumpy
didn't mind.
Not so lucky.
You could see some of the more aggressive positions being held. Reezy is just waiting for contact, and in fact, he's not just waiting for it, he's going for it. He's feeling confident. Look at it, battle and brawl, and even still, he's just slowing them down. That was his only job.
The Seekers are going to give the game away.
Yeah, I think that look at the rotation. They're running to try and give Profek some support. He's been left alone, but he's done well. Even still, Kachao from behind has managed to give them an advantage. And in fact, Batu sprays them down. Even still, Chronicle has been good so far. He even, what? He's vulnerable, just runs through the snakebite and just catches. Oh, Profek, he has had a nightmare, and it's not getting any better. He's hoping to wake up, but it's this same B activation once again. And the damage is mostly going in onto the Vitality players. Batu waiting on the other side. They know it's clear, but it doesn't matter at this point. Deading, there is no more opportunities.
Even getting out is no longer on the table. Flux, 6 on the board. The lead now claimed.
He'll dive straight through it, and then Chronicle will be screwed. So instead, the plan is, let's just stick everyone there. And instead, they're going to go towards him anyway.
A lick of damage taken, but that's the most Flux have to report back. This flash being held as soon as that smoke fades. They're going aggressive. Yumpy's in for one. He's caught up close, stuck for the time being as Deading drops in from the top rope. He's taken a double, and the round along with it. Flux in the lead. But when it comes to a retake, you have to be so on your game. It was a paranoia and a dash, and that's what won them the pistol. And now Deading is building up not just confidence.
Sayonara down to just 11 HP, and Kachao has just been waiting. He's even found himself a judge, and he's going to drop not one, but 2. Just 17 years of age, but it's now left to just Darker, who he will wreck, send to the ground.
Kachao in the corner, he'll try. All eggs in one basket, and if they fail and falter, those will come crashing down. Reezy holding the line all by his lonesome. And if he needed backup, it was there. In fact, it's in front of him. It's running it down. Kachao! Flux face Batu with the Odin spamming down. This is one way to stand on business.
They've walked past each other.
Delivery from them. Reezy's up behind the entire team now. They've let him slip, but Yumpy caught him.
Time, 20 seconds again. So many of these rounds have been incredibly late. Batu, this is the weirdest position I've ever seen from an Odin. He does manage to at least drop the spike, and Kachao is looking to try and get in there. He's bought time. They need to go for the close plan. It's a little bit more risky. The swing up from Deading. The step's surely going to be hard, but even still, he's trying to delay. He's trying to make it awkward. Alongside Sayonara, a duo that was feared, but maybe won't be anymore. It's left all on to Sayonara. That youngster to save them, and he will not be able to. Flux have slain the Titan of Vitality. They take themselves through, one match away from Barcelona, and Vitality will have to prey on others if they want to make champions.
The super team is finished in EMEA. And the chance on the global stage, sure, it remains, but it's out of their hands now. 7 circles of hell, and that's where their journey ends as Flux send Vitality home. End their year in their own region, on their own stage.